Southampton 3, Wolves 1, a very poor performance and a hangover really from last Sunday. Clearly the players were thinking too much about what they had to do on the pitch. They were overthinking every single little movement, whereas previously it's been natural and they've been well trained and well drilled in every single movement on the pitch. That didn't seem the case at all today. We looked abject and we looked like we hadn't played football together at all before, which was very, very disappointing, but understandable considering the manner of the defeat last Sunday. There'd have been a lot of questions that all the players would have been asking themselves. The only player really, to me, or players that really didn't seem affected by that was João Moutinho and Rui Patricio. Patricio obviously didn't have any part to play in the game last Sunday, and then João Moutinho, with his experience, was never going to let something like that affect the way that he went about the game. However, a lot can be said about the defence. They were too far apart. They lost men too easily. Nathan Redmond had the freedom of St Mary's for the first half, and the first 20 minutes in particular. Both of his goals were too easy. Sace and Doherty to blame, I think, for the first one, letting him run in between the two of them. It was good attacking play, mind from Redmond. He was on Sace's blind side. Sace could have perhaps been a little bit stronger to stop him from getting to the ball. However, we did... This is what we were saying now on the coach coming back, about how today was probably our worst performance of the season, yet some of the passages of play and the goal that we scored is still far and beyond the sort of football that we were looking at just 2 years ago, really. You know, I remember around about 2 years ago when I started this YouTube channel, and there was a game against Leeds in that Easter weekend, and we won that game. We'd lost to Brighton on the Friday. And just watching the players like Dave Edwards and Nuadiko and Bodvarsson just running around aimlessly almost, or just running as much as they could or as fast as they could, and weren't able to make anything happen. Still today we had the guile and the class to knock the ball around at times really, really well, and to score a very, very good goal. I thought Bolly's very powerful header. I think it's his 4th goal this season. Superb return for him. I think that he could be blamed in the second goal that Southampton scored, where he just lets the ball get past him far too easily. Very, very disappointing way to concede, having got back into the game just now. Then the second half, Wolves just weren't able to create anything in midfield. We looked weak. Moutinho and Neves. Neves again, another poor game for him. I think there's been quite a lot spoken about him over the last couple of weeks now, about Liverpool are interested in him, and, you know, would he leave in the summer and how much would he be worth? Personally, if I was a top team looking at centre midfielders, he would be on the shortlist, but he wouldn't be at the top of the shortlist anymore. I think today proved that he's lacking that extra yard of pace that you need in the midfield in the Premier League. The times where the ball was coming to him at the edge of the area, where last year he would have managed to get a shot away, defenders are too quick out to him for him to be able to set up for a shot. He has to improve. He's had a couple of very, very good games this season, but he's not been as consistent as he was last year, because of course he was the biggest fish in a small pond, whereas now he's amongst a number of top quality players. I was disappointed again with Traore. I've got to say, he's the most frustrating footballer I think I've ever seen play for Wolves, because he will show glimpses of world-class quality. The way that he beat those two players on the wing was superb, but then you watch him 2 minutes later, he'll be standing still waiting for the ball to his feet, whereas the rest of the team are now, you know, they play the ball in front of him and he should be running onto the ball and stuff like that. And yes, you can say that's the way that he plays and he's not going to change, but he's going to have to fit into the team. Another point as well to make is Helder Costa. It's incredible the difference 2 years makes. Some players like Connor Cody and Matt Doherty have become world beaters, and Helder Costa has just become a shadow of the player that he was, that kept us in the division, in the Championship 2 years ago. I don't know what it is with him. whether he keeps being thrown on in these situations with 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, and then we're losing a game. But you would think that he would just throw caution to the wind and have a shot or have a run at somebody or close things down. He doesn't seem to be able to muster any energy to be able to do that at the moment. So yes, the last 3 weeks, bar the Manchester United win in between, which was really strange now considering the results that we've had either side of that. Now the Burnley game, Watford game last weekend, and this game now today, we've been abject, and we need to. They're going away to Marbella. Whether or not that's the right thing to do, I don't completely agree with him. Sorry for this. I don't know why it's flitting in and out of focus. I don't necessarily agree with Wolves going to Marbella, but they need something to refresh their bodies and to take their mind off what happened last week and hopefully push for 7th place, because we haven't lost any ground with Leicester losing yesterday, Everton losing to Fulham unbelievably today as well, and hopefully Arsenal can do us a favour and beat Watford on Monday, and we are still in pole position, because if we beat Arsenal we go into 7th place with that game in hand. It's a big ask though, but hopefully we can do it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching if you have, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Bye bye.